definitely a smell I associate with Kent. So here we go on another bushcrafting trip, scratching the bushcraft itch. As usual, started the day off late, should I say the trip off late, and yeah, having to get to location in the dark, but luckily being given a lift by my beautiful assistant here.
Bye, off into the wilderness you go.
Yes, see you later, hon.
Soon. Bye.
Wow, really foggy night tonight. Time to trek in. Just catching the tail end of the summer, doing a couple of nights out in the woods. True to form, I've arrived late, and yeah, it's going to take me a little while to get up to camp now, but we're on our way. This is looking like it's going to be a good one. So as I said, the fog's just creeping in a little bit now. Looks like it's going to be a really pitch black night. So glad I've got some high powered flashlights with me, as always. Right now, yeah, these rocks are proving to be painful at times underfoot with just these approach shoes on, but hopefully it'll pay off once I get into the softer soils of the woods. And in true British summertime weather style, it's started to rain a little bit. Just a quick shower here and there, I've heard, over the next couple of days, but hopefully nothing too serious. And that was a badger, up close and personal. And Mr. Badger has followed me to camp, which is not necessarily a great thing, but he seems to have heard me now and is proceeding off into the distance there. Beautiful thing to see though. So just while I'm setting up camp, I've got a new little toy that I'm testing out. This is known as a glow tube, and handy little bit of kit. I'm thinking it's a really good piece of equipment actually. I will be doing a desktop preview of this at some point soon in comparison to other similar products on the market. But yeah, looking good so far. Can't really pick it up on camera how it illuminates the area, but I'd say it's slightly brighter than a standard glow stick. I mean, you could definitely see it up to probably a good couple of 100 yards away, I'd say. Not 100% sure, but that looks like a false widow. Right guys, so there's the tent. As you can see, I've got my glow tube attached to the inside of my tent at the top of the dome, with a little carabiner that I always carry with me. Always useful to have a carabiner with you in the woods. And so that's just lighting the scene nicely right now. From the outside of the tent, it is really not visible at all. You know, maybe from about 10 up to 10-15 meters away, but after that it'll just be a very, very dull glow that you'll just about be able to pick out with your eyes at night. Right guys and girls, just getting a brew on, just going to warm up a bit, brush my teeth and get a nice early night tonight. So that's the plan. Hi everyone, and good morning, and we're back. How's this for a breakfast of kings? Heinz tomato soup. Lovely. Alright folks, so today's project is going to be changing this shelter into a different type of shelter. So obviously I've already amassed a load of wood here, so that makes it a lot more convenient, and I'll show you how that goes. That's the basic structure that it started from, and yeah, it's still very stable actually, and it's been up for about 2 years now or something like this. So yeah, good choice of wood there by me, if I do say so myself. I've taken all the rest of the wood and put it into roughly sized piles, and yeah, now for the next step, take this down and get the basic structure of the new shelter up. Right, so I've just made 4 approximately 5-foot posts. Each post has been made into a stake on one end to help drive it into the ground more easily. As you can see, I've already dug 3 of them into the ground, standing upright, and this one is going to complete the 4. Alright folks, and a mere hour and a half later, this is what's standing now. Got a good size backdrop to my fire. So as you can see on this side over here, I've got the backing to my fire in front of me as I'm facing this way. So that's obviously reflecting the heat back at me, and also it collects and stores heat within the wood as the fire burns, so it keeps the area slightly warmer. And a similar principle at the back. Now I've got this behind me, some of the heat that's being reflected from the fire will be stored within this wood, and also acts as a windbreak, so you know, just keeps the elements off you to some extent. Obviously with the poles being the height that they are, about 5 foot I'd say, it'll be easy to attach my basher, hang it off there, over in this direction, and tie the other side to that tree down there, giving me perfect cover for my fire and this whole little structure here. Additionally, when I choose to sleep here, it'll give me a nice backing. Like my bed is along this way basically, then it will keep the fire roughly in my middle, and give me a nice spread of heat across my body. And that's just what it looks like from the back. As you can see, the upright poles add some support to the structure. And now, just have to get some firewood together. And I think I've just found a daddy mushroom. Almost palm sized. Well, it is palm sized in fact. Crazy. Okay folks, so found this silver birch on its side, dead tree but still just about standing, so that should provide me with plenty of firewood to cook on for tonight. Don't know if you remember, but last time in my last bushcrafting video, Scratching the Bushcraft Itch Part 1, I left a couple of sticks just on the side here because I thought they might be useful at some point, and indeed they will be tonight. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those later. In the meantime, I need to chop and split this wood up. I'll see you in a minute. Well, I've been really lucky today. It's actually turned out quite beautifully, and a good day to be out bushcrafting in. As you can see, I've got my wood batoned. I actually used my small hatchet that I've shown you in previous videos, and actually used it as a baton. Generally that's not recommended because it can damage the axe head to some extent, as well as more likely damage the actual handle because of the direction of the grain. However, as batoning with a knife, even though that's not recommended, if you do it carefully and with the right technique, then it is possible to do it without damaging your equipment too much. And that was some pretty sizable, hefty chunks of wood that I just batoned through there with a relatively small hatchet. Obviously, I've also got my fire structure ready to go. Yeah, just a nice bundle of smaller sticks and twigs there, just to get the fire started and light the larger batoned wood. My firewall behind me is looking good. However, the upright posts are there's a bit too much pressure on them for my liking, and so I am going to use a bit of jute twine just to tie them together for some extra stability. And you know, jute twine's a natural product. If it does break down, then you know, it doesn't cause any damage to the environment. Just while I'm up here, there's a little mod that I've done to my Kydex Falkniven F1 sheath. Before, I had another Kydex adapter here which sat at the bottom of this sheath and stored my Solar Scientific Aurora ferrocerium fire steel, which is a really high quality fire steel. But as you know, I'm going kind of for a lightweight feel to my equipment nowadays, to minimise what I have to carry. So I've just replaced it with a very simple, classic, light my fire army size fire steel. I've actually modified the handle, made it a lot more slim, low profile, so it just sits more neatly against the Kydex sheath, and then I've secured that into place using 3 Ranger bands. Additionally, these Ranger bands also provide some emergency fire lighting capabilities, as when shaved into very small pieces, they will actually take a spark and burst into flame just using the fire steel and the back of the knife. As you saw in the last bushcrafting video, I've still got the glow in the dark locator on there, made by Root Italy. So that's just a cool little mod to my Kydex sheath, and it just makes it a lot more slimline, because previously it kind of stuck out to about here. So this can even be carried quite easily in a pocket now. Someone asked me a question recently about axes, and that was whether or not you could hammer with the back of them. Now, some axes are specifically designed for this purpose, and if that is the case, then some modifications would have been made to accommodate that use. Generally, as I said previously in this video, it's not recommended to use the back of an axe as a hammer, as if the grain's not going in the right direction, for example, it could split it. Equally, obviously, if you're hitting something like this, then the cutting edge is up towards your face or towards your body generally, and so if you do need to use it in that capacity, then be sure to take extra care basically. So right now I make sure my face is nowhere near this as I'm hitting it down. Absolutely no movement on this axe head. So yeah, and as I said, today I used it for betoning for the first time, and I just used a really massive block of wood on the back of this, so I didn't have to really hit it as such. I just let the weight of the wood do the work and let it just drop, which is actually a safer way to beton, because there's no wild kind of fast movements involved, so you can basically control the action a lot more easily. Notice I'm using the back grip here, which basically allows me to cut away from myself, so it's just a safer kind of way to shave a stick. Also, as I'm a bit lazy today and I couldn't be bothered to keep hacking through this big piece of wood, I've decided to kind of try and burn it in a starfire configuration, whereby you put the log ends into the fire from the side and feed them in that way, and it saves energy in having to, as I said, chop them up or break them up. So we'll see how that works with just one arm of a star. And so what we have now is an instant grilling stick on which to cook my juicy cured back bacon. And as usual, I'm going to light the fire using jute twine impregnated with beeswax, which I keep handily secure in my little Alpha Bushcraft battery bolt. So now all we got to do is string the bacon on the barbecue stick and yeah, wait for the fire to die down into coals a little bit to barbecue off the bacon, and yeah, then it's just time to chill out for the rest of the day. Lovely. And there we have a string of bacon. Lovely. Nothing like that nice roaring fire to warm you up at the end of a hard day. And that bacon's looking almost ready now, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to stuff my face. Thank you very much. Alright folks, so it's getting close to my bedtime now, and so far I'm quite happy with my little structure here. It's making me feel nice and secure. Just going to give myself a final warm up before I go to bed, and yeah, maybe brew up one more drink to keep me warm through the night. Morning everyone, welcome to day 2. Alright folks, back again. So yeah, I've decided that actually this type of structure wasn't doing much for me, so I'm going to change the format of it once again to get the most out of the available materials. Okay, so here's structure number 3. More of a classic A-frame kind of lean-to, but I think this is going to be slightly more efficient.
Sorry, I've got to catch my breath for a minute, hon.
What's wrong with you, woman?
I'm old.
You're old?
What?
Come on, Grandma.
I'm coming.
You love walking in the countryside with me, don't you, hon? It's your favourite activity, isn't it?
No.
What?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where I'm joined by the missus. She's actually
Out of breath.
out of breath, but more importantly, she's actually outside without a chemical, without chemical warfare suit. So that's quite good. Looks like I might be getting a super lightweight rucksack for Christmas this year. Isn't that right?
You're well behaved.
Yeah, if I'm well behaved. So probably I won't be getting one in that case. And the reason I'm bringing you here, dear, is that I want to show you my erection.
Whoa, that's a big ass mushroom.
That's the one I was telling you about the other day.
That's huge.
It's not nice. Don't touch it.
I'm not going to.
Good.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, folks, so the actual reason that I decided to come back here today, this is the day after my 2-night trip to the woods, is because something in the back of my mind was niggling me that, you know, this shelter wasn't exactly 100% stable, and yeah, I was just worried about it falling on a little kid or an animal or something. So yeah, we decided to walk up and just dismantle it for the time being. So that's what it's looking like now after we just knocked it down. But still, means we got a day out in the woods, which is nice, and always good to get a bit of extra exercise in. And even the missus came with me for once. Makes a change. Hey folks, just got back. Well, been back a day, and look, I've brought a little friend back with me from the woods. A little tick. Just noticed him. Little bugger. I do hate these bloody things. Here we go.
Man, I'd never make a surgeon.
Delicate procedure. Right, ready when you are. Getting nice and tight.
Okay. And
once you've got the little bugger out, make sure there aren't any bits of him left in your arm, as that's what can get it septic, and also disinfect the area ASAP. Little buggers. Right, sadly folks, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe and like if you do so. Plenty more videos coming shortly. Reviews, discussions, demonstrations, all the usual good stuff. So thanks for watching. This is Alloutdoor1 signing up for now. Take care.